Hello, welcome back. We're at Texas. This is race number 7 of the 2013 NASCAR iRacing season I'm running. Take a quick look at the starting grid here. Carl Edwards was on the pole in my test qualifying sessions. The best I could do is a 29.8. That's if I nailed the lap. This one I did a 29.9. The AI is as high as they can go. I did 3 or 4 different qualifying attempts and kept raising it to be faster and faster. Um, and this is them at 125. I still have a problem with the faster guys, quote unquote, from 2013, based on my ratings qualifying closer to the back. I don't know if that's something I have to change with like their aggression and
You'll have to
stuff.
stop for more
I
fuel
might need
before
to
the
look
race is
into that
over.
and just sort of, set everything the same for all the drivers, with the exception of the AI strength, or the skill level, the relative skill level, and then probably the pit crew speed,
One
right?
to go.
Because
Next time by.
Hendrick
Line
pit
up on
crew
the
should be
outside. Pit
faster
road
than
is closed.
Go Fast Racing pit crew, or stuff like that. Relatively speaking, even the BK Racing guys, because Travis Kloppel is still qualifying pretty well. That might be an aggression thing. I might need to fix that because, like I said, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, they're still qualifying at the back. The last one I did of these, they were up towards the front, so that might just be sort of a luck of the draw thing. I don't know how we got so lucky, quote unquote, with Martinsville, because last race, like all the fast guys, were up near the front. So I'm I'm not really sure what that is or how that works, but yeah, I don't know. So qualified sixth. Edwards is on the pole. Almirola stays outside. I wish we could be at Old Texas, but I was just selecting New Texas because I
About
figure
to
Old
go
Texas. I
green.
don't
Stay
think
focused.
Old Texas is available for use of the AI. So we're at New Texas. It is what it is. But
Pit car
car
is off.
actually doesn't feel bad from the practice race I did. I did about 14 laps.
Green flag. Green flag.
Bad start. Um, car actually felt kind of loose today,
Inside.
so hopefully it builds loose, not wrecking
Still
loose,
there.
obviously.
Hold your
Jeez,
line.
Casey. Hopefully not wrecking loose, but
Still
it
there.
felt pretty
Inside.
good, so we'll see
Clear inside.
what
Car
happens.
inside. Still there
And
at the
obviously,
bottom. Clear inside.
super lane dependent. Like turn 1, you really want to be on the bottom. Turns 3 and 4, you can kind of be wherever, but the bottom is the best. And you really got to commit in turns 3 and 4.
Clear.
So we'll see how it goes.
35.746.
Yeah, I really like to check up going into 1.
Inside. Clear.
We got to be mindful too of how much we burn off the tires and the fact that aero blocking is a thing even in these cars at a track like this, because you're running so fast and you really want all the clean air you can get.
Keep high. Outside.
Keep bleeding spots. Jeez.
Stay low. There is a
Making
car
around
on the high
Casey.
side. Clear outside if you want
Hopefully
to.
we can just put our heads down and
29.698.
keep going. Yeah, you can see it. Travis Kloppel breaking a lot earlier than the rest of the guys.
Outside.
I don't know if that's just because his relative skill is
Still
lower.
there. You're on
We're
the
going to go
bottom.
3
Three
wide
wide.
here. Up
Outside.
over the
Two
Stenhouse
wide.
at Montoya, and then really got to commit
low.
in 3 and 4.
You're on the bottom.
Car gets
Three
a
wide.
little loose. There's a bump here in my practice
Still there.
race. I went for a
Car
big
outside.
slide out of
Two
there,
wide. Still
and
there.
yeah, you're just angering the tires. It wasn't a bad enough slide to die or send me the inside wall, but it was just enough to put me off pace, off the track. One time I saved it with the gas, the other time I just went down pit road and said, that's enough. I've learned everything I need to learn. But anyways, finally got around those guys. See where Travis is going. Bottom again. Looks like Harvick's trying to get the lead from Almirola.
29.565.
Trying to maintain our tires. Turn 1 and 2 here are so different than 3 and 4. Texas used to be symmetric right across the start-finish line, and then they reprofiled the track when they repaved it, I think 2017 or so. And in my opinion, they ruined it. It was much better when the track was symmetric along the start-finish line, because they just really had to commit. And now turn 1 and 2 is basically bottom dominant, 1 lane. I don't know. I don't like it, but what are you gonna do? Stop complaining. Yeah, Car's starting to get a little loose. Not bad though. I'd rather have a loose car than a tight car. You can drive a loose car. You can't really drive a tight car. You're basically just off the throttle the whole time. See if we poke our nose to the outside of Quapple. Oh man, not really. Nothing doing. Really racy though.
29.278. That was your fastest lap of the session.
A little for him.
The
See if we
leader
can
is
sneak to
running
the outside.
29.565. Inside.
Drag it
Still
back
inside.
a little. Really loose there. Jeez.
Still there.
This is going to be interesting.
Still there.
I don't think the track's quite rubbered in enough to go up one lane. We might have to wait until this is really fast, but we'll try it. Not great. Not great.
29.
Yeah, just all over the place on the front. Oh, jeez.
Car outside.
That's going to ruin us.
Outside is clear. You've got wheel damage.
Yeah,
Looks like one
I
of your
know.
wheels is out of alignment.
Yeah,
You'll
we're
have
gonna
less
have to
grip out
restart.
there.
Yeah, what a joke, man.
Car outside. Clear outside if you want it.
What a joke. Not even 10% of the way through,
The
so
yellow flag
we'll
is
use the
out.
10%
They want
deal.
you in single file. Pit road is
That's
closed
just
right now. Catch star
despicable.
37. Car catch star 35. Car.
What a joke. I mean, I don't even know what he was doing. We just come off the track like we're not there. Yeah. We probably could have been higher up, but he could have been lower. I mean, avoid player is on, so what are you doing? Yeah, hard lick. This guy
You'll have
gets
to
it.
stop for more fuel before the race is over.
That's all right. Now that we know how they race, I guess we lift in that situation. Jeez, I mean, we junked 8 laps in. I mean, not junked. We could have come down pit road and gotten a faster
One to
pair.
go. Next time by.
Then we're in the back
You're
of
on
the
the
pack.
outside this time. Pit road is closed.
I ain't talk about either. We can do about 55 laps on a tank of fuel. Kind of somewhere in there, kind of depends. But there's only 167 laps. So basically, we'll just say it's a completely round number. Instead of that 53 and a half, we'll say it's 55. 55 times 2, right? 110 times 3 is 165. So we're pretty close to making it on the 3 stops, or on 2 stops. 3 is borderline. If we get really bad gas mileage, it's a no-brainer to go 3. If we can get better gas mileage, 2 is cutting it close. So it's definitely a situation where you might want to lift early, coast into the corners, save gas where you can, and stay out as long as possible and run the tank out of fuel completely, just to see if we can't stretch this into a 2-stop race and cut out a pit stop. That might be a decent strategy if the race goes caution-free. I don't think it will. You saw Kevin just stuffed us in the fence there, and the AI do some screwy stuff too. But you know, Auto Club was caution-free. It would be in first gear to start, given how poor we got off the line
Stay high. There's a car on the low side.
there.
Still there.
We'll see how the race plays out. If it goes caution-free, we're going to try to save fuel where we can, but. Yeah, I mean, we're already 3 laps short of making it to 55, so it might be a 3-stop race regardless. Maybe if you're really slow and just off the throttle all the time, you could make it a 2-stop race, but you'd have to be way out of the gas.
35.95. Still there, inside. Clear inside.
Taking no prisoners.
Inside. Keep high.
Big run off of 2 there. Got nowhere to go with it.
Stay high.
Almirola's probably going to screw us, yeah. We'll make it to the inside here, or try at least. I don't know, we might just vibe. Yeah.
29.623 outside.
Split them in the middle.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear outside.
Get the relative up. Delta. 29.6, we are hauling. Makes sense. Practice was about 3 o'clock, or sorry, qualifying was at about 3 o'clock, and Texas, the spring Texas at least, was a night race. It was the NRA 500 run on Saturday night. So it chose this race to be at night, but the qualifying, obviously, I don't know if it was during the day, but I know usually, even if the race is at night, the qualifying is still during the day. Making a little bit of contact there with Ambrose. See if we can clear him. Yeah.
Outside is clear.
Outside isn't quite as strong as the inside. I'm surprised Kloppel can run a half a lane or 3/4 of a lane up off the bottom there and be okay.
29.4.
Getting racy up there. Montoya, Harvick, and Edwards. That track's really picking up pace here.
23. Just set the
He's at 23rd.
29.089.
Hauling. But it's probably one of the fast guys like Johnson, Kenseth, or Busch. Because those are all still at, 100% skill. No idea why Kloppel's still up here. He should be way in the back. I did verify that the AI skill was where it should be. I don't know what they're doing, but oh well. Like Kloppel should be 60% skill, which should put him like 35th. Should not be in 5th. But, I enjoy the parity. Have to not be so close to the apron there. Shut us up the track when we hit it.
29.532. The leader is running 29.492.
Marcus gained a ton on us. Car's starting to get a little unwieldy.
29.385. New fast flat for you.
Don't know how fast we are compared to the lead guys. I feel like we're getting closer to them, but I don't know if it's just because they're fighting. And I don't know what Ambrose is doing, because he's just all over us all of a sudden. Like he's probably gonna be on our ass here this same point in time, probably 2 laps from now. It's a huge run. Maybe it's the draft. These cars are bricks in the air. It's going to be interesting into turn 3. Try to follow Edwards. Kloppel going to come down just to screw us up.
29.623.
Get to the inside here. Yeah, make a lunge. Get the car stopped. And back into the throttle. Kane and Harvick are getting into it for first. Sideways. Ambrose is going to get to our inside here.
Car inside.
Oof.
Still inside.
Hopefully Kloppel doesn't sneak down there too. Oh, top lane might be coming in. Really loose though.
Stay high.
Really loose.
29.826.
to our inside.
Still there at bottom. Clear. Inside. Clear inside.
Oh man, just barely cleared on Ambrose. Toya's probably gonna do the same thing that Kloppel did to us. Man, really loose off the corner.
29.769. You're in 5th. Outside.
The inside of Juan Pablo Montoya.
The leader.
And Harvick way up the track.
Still there.
Juan's gonna get a run, but
Still there.
because we're on the inside, we should be able to at least fight for the spot. I don't think we'll clear him.
Stay low.
Top lane's doing a little better. Oh no, we cleared him.
Outside is clear.
Block Ambrose for now.
29.975.
Harvick really slow.
The leader just did a 29.915. Outside. Clear. You're in 4th position.
I don't know what
Doing great.
Harvick.
Really good job. Clear inside.
Now we just gotta chase
The
down
next
Kane.
car's the leader.
They're probably gonna come back to us at some point. 7 seconds ahead. Here comes Harvick back at us.
29.9.
Already a half a second off the pace.
You're in second position
Well, I don't know if
right
that's
now.
tires and, you know, or just tires or not having the draft. It's probably a little bit of both. And see Kane's kind of all over the track too.
Car
Man,
inside.
this thing is almost undrivable.
Still there at the bottom. 29.968.
Harvick going to Doris
Still there
again.
at the
For good
bottom.
measure, I'm sure.
Keep high. Clear.
Kane's just pulling away. Probably going to have to really start modulating the pedal there off of 4.
30.1.
You can keep it mad at if you're on new
You're back in
tires.
second. Looking good.
Jeez. Yeah, you could tell just how loose we were off the corner there because Harvick was putting down the traction well and he gained on us a ton. There he's back on our rear bumper. I wonder too if, like in real life, if he gets really close to our spoiler, if he could take the air cut off, that would really loosen us up a lot. Turn 2 is really wide. It would help me a lot if I remembered that. Open up the wheel. Wouldn't be pinching the car off so much. It would really alleviate the looseness problem. Same thing we're doing off 4. Pedaling and opening up the wheel. The Kane's driving away big time. Should probably enter higher and cut low in the middle of the corner. Car just, I don't know. I just never had I don't know, good luck doing that, I guess. I just feel like you're burning out the front tire by kind of diamonding the corner like that. You know, like on a short track, I get it, but it's not a lot. You know, it's kind of the line at North Wilkesboro. Enter high and then cut down in the middle.
30.339. The leader just did a
Try following Kane's line.
30.173.
I overcommitted in the center there. Really hurt us. I'm trying to block Edwards. Just all over the place.
You're losing on the car in front. The gap is
Kane's really
1.5
pulling away.
seconds. Car inside. Still there inside. Clear. 30.448.
But yeah, I feel like the bump was in the middle off the corner, not as soon as you entered the corner. It might be there too, but there's something that just really upsets the car.
30.664.
Be a lot nicer to know if it weren't the AI getting to my spoiler and taking the air off of it.
Inside.
Jeez. Who wants to
Still
fight?
there. Clear.
Not really much we can do there. Probably just the AI getting better at me, to be fair, especially on old tires. Oh no, no, they're in the corner. Golly. That's terrible.
Car inside. Stay high.
Comes on Paul Montoya. Justin Allgaier
Clear
with
inside.
way unrealistic speed for him.
30.986.
And usually I'm complaining of the car being way too tight. This thing's pretty loose. When in doubt, what would Dale do? Amen. Amen. What would Dale Earnhardt do? He would never lift. And he'd have a darker mustache. Bigger jobs.
30.38.
I have had a couple people tell me I look just like him, yeah. One time I was at Mid-Ohio for IndyCar race, and they had their feeder series. I think it was like USF 2000 or something. And I was wearing my gargoyles, and of course I had a mustache at the time, and this Australian dude goes, "Whoa, that guy looks just like Dale Earnhardt." Made my day. Almost like running down Casey Kane.
The leader is running 30.258. Car
Perfect.
outside.
Oh man.
Stay low.
Paul Montoya really slowed each other down there.
Clear.
I'm sure with how committed I was in the opening laps of this race, it really didn't help my rear tire situation. And of course, we keep sliding the rear tires, so they're only going to get worse. It's a vicious cycle. Thankfully, Harvick and Allgaier slowed each other down. We can take the inside. We were going to lose 2 spots at once there. Yeah. Yeah, there must be just a bump there that really upsets the car.
30.467. Inside. Stay high. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 1 second. Clear.
I mean, we're holding up the guys behind us, which is fine that we're not losing spots, but we're only losing more and more time to the guys ahead of us. Might need to open up the entry there. That felt a little better, but I was kind of cracked on the throttle.
30.457.
Are you wearing the gargoyles? Because I'm inside. You wear sunglasses inside? Oh man, Quappala's run down Kane. Oh, nope.
Outside.
That ain't it, Chief.
Clear outside if you want it.
That was bad.
Car inside. 30.734. Still there at the bottom. Keep high. Still there at the bottom.
See if we can clear Harvick and get down to the bottom.
Clear
Just
inside.
barely.
Car inside.
I didn't think he had enough room to do that, but I guess he did. Half he had.
30.507.
Just over halfway through the run. Car's already too loose. Oh well, we're gonna fall through the field, I guess.
Car inside. 30.358. Still there inside. The leader just did a 30.132. Clear. Car 93 is now leading.
Yeah,
Car
Quappala just took
inside.
the lead.
Stay high. Still there, hold your line. Clear.
That's the other problem too. The AI,
30.385.
every time they're just on rails. Like that, you can't get them loose. Like if you get them loose, they'll just correct it. Like it doesn't matter how loose they get, they're just fine. Like they know exactly how much throttle to apply,
Car
and
inside.
you know the amount of wheel input they need to straighten out the car. So if the car is really loose, I have to suck, and they're just robots about it. Big bump. Upset the car a lot. Yeah, we're just gonna fall through the field. Oh well, here's what it is.
30.379.
We got 2 wins on the season, so even if we finish not great, you know, between like 13th and 20th, we should hopefully get one of the wild card spots. But it's just ridiculous that either the car is way too tight or way too loose, And I'm either way faster than these guys or way slower than these guys. And that they're this good in the middle of a run. They just don't have the same kind of fall off that I do, I guess.
Inside 30.423, clear. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 1 second.
It's better. A little easier into the corner. Did okay.
30.5.
Greg Biffle did run us down a lot that lap, so it must not be too terrible. Eats us up off of turn 2 though.
Inside.
Just barely
Still
got
there.
there in time. We should
Still
be able to
there,
hold them off on
inside.
the top side. Not to prevent them from passing us, but at least kind of hold our own.
Still inside. 30.
Just enough to mess them up in turn 1 and 2. So they lift a lot into turn 1. I don't know why they lift so much. It's probably why they're so good coming off turn 2. But also, I'm not the greatest at Texas, especially not in turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is pretty simple. Just find the bottom and hammer down. 1 and 2, there's some finesse there that I just don't have.
The leader just did a 29.
Kozlowski's on our ass now.
30.4.
Had some of the faster guys getting up here. Not to say I don't know for sure where Kozlowski was, but I did turn the time multiplier on twice. I just figured, you know, race probably started at 7:30. That's where I started the race, and then it's half distance, so instead of 1 time speed for the sunset, it'll be 2.
30.322.
I'll say, you know, opening up the wheel on turn 2, entering turn 3, how we're doing a little higher, a little wider. Gained us some time, like 2/10 or so. Now, this lap is going to be terrible because we got really loose in turn 2, but let's try to keep lining our P's and Q's. Clip Boyers into the top 10 now.
30.583.
Casey Kane is pitting. Interesting. He's in second place. It's definitely not enough fuel, but I guess if we're going to bid 3 times, you might as well just commit to it, because there's no way. We might be able to make it to 55.
Outside.
I guess I'm going to try.
Keep low.
Okay, yeah. So, whoa!
Keep low. Clear
Clown.
outside. 30.893.
I don't know if I was just really slow there, but Auger just got to my outside. You can see that's how easy it is to hold somebody off if you're on the outside of these kind of cars. Especially at a track like Texas. Oh, I got 15 laps to go. I'll try to make it. And then if we stay green to the end, we'll try to save a lap or 2 on the final stint. Just because I think we'll be able to.
30.6.
You know, surely we can lift enough to make it.
You're losing on the car in
You
front.
know, we got
The gap
55
is
laps or so to save 2
2.3
laps worth of
seconds.
fuel. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. Yeah, Montoya's pitting in. Here comes Kane out of the pits. Now they're going to be really fast. I mean, we're losing like a second a lap, you know, because we have old tires. At least a second a lap. I attribute some of that to being in the draft at that point, but it could be all just to that, just to the older tires. Yeah, when Paul Montoya's going to the pits.
30.399. You're back in 5th.
It's getting pretty dark. Hopefully,
The leader's
iRacing
pitting
play
now.
model kind of does that thing where it
You're gaining on the car in
gets
front.
darker and
The gap
darker, and
is
then bam, gets
1.5
light again.
seconds.
Otherwise, it might be hard to pay attention where to drive.
30.427. You're back in 4th position. The leader just did a 30.739. You're gaining on the
739.
car
What
in
do we do?
front. The gap is
30.427. Okay, so
1.3
we are running them
seconds.
down. Surely but slowly. I guess Eric Almirola. Yeah, Eric Almirola is the leader. I feel like we're learning how to drive Texas. Not bad.
30.368.
That's close. Yeah, turn 4 is kind of sketchy. So is turn 2. Texas is way about just high commitment, especially on the exit of 4. Well, no, Truex in the lead now, almost 2 seconds ahead. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I was watching the 2012 season. This past, or 2011, sorry, this past year. And I saw like one of the last races they did was Texas. And man, if they weren't just sideways, I mean, really just what a big difference, right? 14 years or 13 years or so will make. You know, even just 10. I mean, they introduced the Gen 7 car in 2022, and you go back 11 years from that. I mean, the COT looked ugly, but man, did they drive good. I mean, just sideways, everybody was loose, out of control. I mean, that was fun stuff. Even the Gen 6 car was like that, you know, when they had the tiny spoiler on there. I think everybody just got a bad taste in their mouth with the Gen 6 car when they had that big-ass spoiler and the low horsepower package. I mean, you might think it's intense racing, and it is if you don't know what you're doing, or if you're NASCAR and you got your head somewhere it shouldn't be. Because you shouldn't look at passing or lead changes as the you know, the baseline for what makes a good race. You know, like just do whatever you had for the Gen 4 car, but make it safer. I don't know how you do that, but whatever the Gen 4 car was, I mean, they put on great racing everywhere. And then you go to the Gen 7 and it's only good on 1.5 miles, and only because it's draggy and stupid. You know, you gotta get these guys out of control, not just on the edge, out of control. Because the Gen 7 car gets out of control, but the edge is, I mean, it's a razor's edge. Once you cross it, you can't get back to it. You basically just slide and you're done. Oof. Looks like a lot of the AI are going to go on our strategy, or at least try to run it out of fuel. We'll see how long they can go. It would really suck for us if they could go a lap longer. This means they'll have to save less fuel at the end.
30.291. You're pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 1 second.
Definitely overdrove turn 1 that time. Gonna mess us up in 2. 30.2. Must be because we're catching Harvick, sniffing a little bit of the draft. Could also be that the track temps are going down. Must be, yeah, I can keep it much more planted now, even in the dirty air of Harvick.
Inside 30.
If they don't junk us this time. Nope, not bad.
You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 1.3 seconds. Stay high. You got about 5 laps of fuel left. Clear.
Yeah, we're eating the lead. We're eating up the leaders now. Yeah, baby, we are on rails through there.
30.465. Back in third. Keep hustling.
Probably a lot slower because they're fighting with each other. Of course, if we could just go 56 laps, I mean, we'll be golden. I mean, 56 times 3 puts us right at 167.
30.467.
really need to save at all. We can just do what we've been doing all race. Here comes Juan Pablo Montoya. Again, he's on brand new tire. Well, not brand new, but I think they're probably 10 laps old maybe. So this is the kind of difference that new tires making. You're gonna have to get out of his way. He wouldn't get out of our way. You know, for us, we're reversed.
30.418. You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
2 laps of fuel, not bad. We should be able to make it. We'll check going down the backstretch to be sure. Yeah, one's gonna get us on the inside now.
Stay high.
So we can make it back here.
Clear.
And then around to the start-finish line. And that will be to start 56. So that'll be the 56th lap.
That car is
Still no one has pit.
30.483.
Apart from, you know, unless they pitted early, they haven't
one
pit.
lap of fuel left. The leader just did a 30.29.
Yeah, they're speeding up too. Yeah, okay, they're all pitting now.
Don't forget to pit this lap for more fuel.
Give up some time on
The
pit
leader's
entry.
pitting now.
That's all right. Oh, Harvick's pitting with us.
Pit box in 10. Car 43 has taken the lead. 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Not bad. So we just started lap 56. So we should be right on track to go ahead and make
The
it to
leader's
the end.
pitting now.
Just 2 stops.
That's it,
Really?
go.
That's kind of a joke.
Outside. Outside is clear.
Stenhouse, he didn't stop. Surprised Harvick
Car
beat us
outside.
out of the
Clear
box
outside. Car outside. Clear up top.
like that. Hamlin gained on us a ton.
The leader's pitting now.
Trying to build temperature in our tires here. Give them a bottom lane to pit. Yeah, Stenhouse might be running out here.
3.268 outside. Go high.
I can
Clear
tell
up
you,
top.
Gilliland
Go high.
needs to pit bad. 'Cause he
Car
said
inside.
last lap he was going to be pitting.
Still there. Clear. Inside. Clear inside.
So they're all getting a little bit better fuel mileage than us.
The leader's pitting now. 29.905. Go high.
You can tell some of these guys got onto and off a bit real better than us because Boyer was behind us. Now he's in front of us. Could just be the undercut too. I think he undercut us, but to be fair, I wasn't paying attention when he was pitting.
Inside.
But we got fresher tires, so
29.4.
our closest competition, relatively
Keep high.
speaking, for right now is Kevin Harvick because he pit with us, he was running with us, he's on the same strategy. I don't know where Denny Hamlin was. I didn't realize Denny Hamlin was on our ass there until we were coming off pit road.
.547. You're in the top 10. The leader just did a 29.552. You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 1.4 seconds. Car outside.
Yeah, I don't know how Boyer got
Still
to our
there.
outside there.
Clear outside if you want it.
Around up the track.
29.519.
Might need to start being a little easier there on the exit of turn 2. That'll probably help us in the long run.
Car inside.
Bernard. Hopefully that's stuff at the fence. Nope. Thank you,
Clear
poorly.
inside. You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 1.1 seconds.
Good turn 2.
.673.
Boy, you started to eat us alive, and I think I got such a poor run off the corner, you didn't know where to go. That's our saving grace this lap.
29.719.
Really nice there. Trying to not sneeze. I can feel one coming.
.564.
So for sure, I think Kane, Montoya, and Kloppel are going to be ahead of us because they all pit, so they should have undercut us by a lot. And that's fine as long as we get a caution before they have to pit again. If they have to pit again, then even though they'll have new tires, they can take the wave around if they're a lap down. You know, there's still all that distance behind us. So they really want the race to run green until they have to pit after that, or just until they have to pit. Because if we go green to the end, they're going to have to pit 3 times, and all of us are only going to have to pit twice. Man, getting real racy with Kevin. Us doing this just slowing us down. I mean, he basically, he's slowing me down. I'm not really slowing him down. He's slowing me down.
29.
Let's see if we get to his inside here. Take a lunge.
Car outside. Still there. Outside is clear.
A little loose there. Hopefully we can drive away. I don't want to have to fight with them. We got to chase down Almirola and Truex because they're both on our strategy. Almirola was able to go 1 lap longer than us. We followed Truex into the pits. Somehow, I mean, he had a much better entry into the pits. He had a better pit stop too, and then I think he had a better pit exit because he and Harvick just drove away from me. Usually the AI are pretty terrible at getting off pit road, but I think they seem to have fixed that in the latest updates to them because they do it quite competently now. They used to just be terrible. We used to do, and it might just be an online thing. We used to do a bunch of AI races, a couple of my buddies and I. We did the 87 Cup cars and then the Gen 4 cars after they added them, and I did some IndyCar stuff, and every single time, especially on the ovals, really any time, the AI were just terrible at getting out of the pits. Like being behind them was just basically a death sentence to your run. So you pretty much had to pass them or just beat them out of the pits. Now they're fast.
29.891.
Harvick's running back down 2.9 seconds to Almirola. Should have been paying attention to that the whole time. Yeah, I mean, we nailed turns 3 and 4, and he only pulled away.
29.
He's fighting with Truex, so that's good for us, but it'd be better if we were just running him down. It's nighttime. Track's a lot more lit now, thank goodness. Trying to not burn up my tires and just paint that white line, man.
29.867.
He is just a backup turn one. I found that. That's what's really helping, I think.
The leader just did a 30.168.
Try not to do that. Faster than leader, and we should be. You know, they're on a lot older tires than we are. I think like maybe 30 laps.
29.9.
No, probably 20. Probably just 20 or 15 at least. So 15 or 20. Now Boyer's back on us. We are running down Almirola a little bit. Not much. We got to beat Boyer to the bottom.
Car
Nope,
inside.
didn't beat him.
Clear inside.
He was nice to us. That lost us a 10th to Almirola, 2 tenths.
30.068.
Jerk. Fucking below turn 2. Jeez.
Inside. Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
Might have a shot to pass him
Inside.
back.
30.512. Keep high. Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
Yep, but of course that lost us another fucking 6 or 7 tenths. That's mostly my fault, just for getting loose off too. Comes Harvick. We'll have to hold him off.
30.158. Inside.
He did a really good job
Still
getting
there,
through 1 and 2
inside.
there.
Still there, hold your line. Still there at the bottom. Clear inside.
Yeah, he's gone now.
30.326.
We might catch him later, but he's going to pull away from us. That's pretty weird.
30.157. The leader just did a 30.002.
Somehow the leader's picked up speed. Quite miraculous.
Car inside, 30.118. Clear inside.
This thing's a handful again. Quite odd. I would have figured, you know, because it started out neutral and then it got really loose and then it tightened back up to just be neutral again. We'd still be neutral by now, but
Stay high,
maybe, I don't know.
stay high. Still there at the bottom.
It'd be cool if we could clear Clint, but we're not gonna.
Stay high, clear, inside.
Yeah, we just
Still
barely
there.
did, not for long enough though.
Still there at the bottom. Clear inside. 30.186.
I thought Harvick would have pulled away from us by a lot. He hasn't. Not sure why. Whoa,
Car
that
outside.
was odd.
Clear high. The car behind is closing on you. The gap is 1.4
Hopefully
seconds.
we can run Boyer and Harvick back down. That was odd. I don't know why the car did that. Just all of a sudden got really loose down there.
31.038. The lead is pitting now.
Yeah, see there goes either Quapple or Kane again.
The car behind is closing on you. The gap is 1.5 seconds.
Must be bottoming out or something. Could be. We'll have to keep driving a little high there. Yeah, Quapple's still in the lead. Oh, Montoya's pitting. Yeah, it must be that transition there. Car's just becoming a handful everywhere, quite frankly.
30.157. You're back in fifth. Car 56 is up the front.
Okay, so Kane, Montoya, and Quapple have all pitted. That makes sense. We saw Quapple, Montoya pit. Never saw Kane. Never even saw that he said he was pitting. Kind of don't understand how the AI decide when and when not to tell in chat that they're pitting.
30.137. Slow car down low. The leader is running. 30.284.
And Almirola's only pulled away from us further.
.19.
Senna's catching us a lot.
.30.169.
Bit of an unorthodox line compared to them, but you know, you don't spin out taking it.
.30.214.
Is pitting. We have to pit for another 20-some laps. Here comes Montoya again. And yeah, oh man.
The lead is pitting now.
That must be because he was on our spoiler, man.
30.258. Inside, clear. You're back in fourth position. Car 43 has taken the lead. Inside. Stay high.
One's got to get us on a 3.
Keep high. Clear.
And Boyer passed Harvick. I don't know. I didn't see that and all the commotion there with Montoya. Good for him. And now Almirola's in the lead too.
That car is a lap down. 30.
This is Truex coming out of the pits. I might have been mistaken that he was the guy we followed in there, but I'm not sure. Could have been Almirola. No, because he was a leader. I don't know. Truex is flip-flopping his strategy. Not a bad move. I still like ours though. If it stays green, if we get a caution, we're just kind of, you know, we're not really screwed. Doesn't help us. Doesn't hurt us. Depending on when the caution comes out, it can hurt us. But, you know, only by a couple positions, because only so many guys are on the short pit strategy. Yeah, now Harvick's going to pit. gonna have to clean up turn 2 there. We're losing a ton of time. AC Mears is in 5th. Man, this is like an episode of the Twilight Zone. So many of these guys who are doing well just should not be doing well.
You're losing on the car in front. The gap is
yeah, why is he catching us so quick?
30.436. Car inside.
Might just because we're so trash at turn 2.
Keep high.
We did do a 30.4 that last lap. That is pretty disgusting.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
Let's see if we can
That
not
car
be
is a
so
lap
terrible
down.
at turns 1 and 2.
30.602.
Not as terrible, but they were too wide, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, last time was a 30.6. That is awful. Car seems to be snugging back up. We might be able to attack turn 2 more. Yeah, see, that was a good lap. That's so weird. Yeah, the car's not as loose. I mean, even in 3 and 4, it's not as bad. I'm not complaining either. It's more neutral now. Thank goodness. It's just so weird that it gets undrivable in the middle of the run. I've never heard of a car doing that. Go from neutral to wrecking loose to neutral.
30.245.
Mears is just driving away. For a while, it looked like we were catching Boyer and Almirola, but not anymore.
30.254. The leader is running 30.182.
I don't know where they got all that speed, but whatever. Behind us now, Stenhouse. He was running us down
You're
before.
losing on the car in front. The gap is 1 second.
I don't know what caused the gap to increase. Hopefully we can keep one away, but I doubt it. 20 laps, we got 12.
30.3.
Cutting it close now. We might need to start thinking about saving. Just lifting a little more to make sure we can make it. Somehow the AI are doing really good. They might start clutching and coasting into turn 1. We'll start doing that.
30.339.
We'll have to lift a little earlier. We carried way too much speed in the corner. That really hurt us.
.483. The car behind is pitting. He's back in third. Keep hustling. Doing great. Really good job.
Yeah, that was better. Curious how much slower we'll be. It is saving a lot of fuel though. Like clutching versus lifting, way different ball game.
The yellow flag is out. Line up, single file. Pit road is closed right now. Catch the 15 car. Pass the pace car.
Interesting. So now it's, I mean, it's no longer a fuel race. Like, full stop. Like, we're not even close. Basically, from right now, it's a one stop for everybody. Unfortunate for the cars that already pit. if you're a lap down, you know, you still need to pit one more time before the end of the race. But because they just pit, they should probably take the wave around. I was kind of wanted to see how that was going to play out strategy-wise. That is going to screw all the guys that already pit, though. So we're going to pit here, and then we're going to have to pit again before the end. Not sure when everyone else is going to pit. You don't, you know, this time you really don't want to be the guy trying to overcut.
Now open.
Don't tell me Aurora is going to stay out. Really?
Pit box in.
That's
10,
ridiculous.
5,
Macklin Boyer really did a
3,
good job getting through the
2,
field. He's pitting all the
1.
way back there, and he's running
Right
up
here.
here with us. Go ahead and give the rest the old crackaroni.
That's
Perfect,
it,
take
go.
2.
Car 56. Got the
All right, we're
lucky
gonna have to
dog.
pit
Let
again,
them pass
so
on
it's
the
not a terrible
outside.
strategy,
Catch up,
but
29. Car.
should really adjust their strategy riskiness. Man, so a bunch of guys. I'm guessing they stayed out. But I mean, they're pretty much gonna have to pit in like 7 laps. I don't even know why Harvick pit with us. He shouldn't have been able to pit. Same with Mears. So now it makes sense why he took 2. He's kind of trying to get on the same schedule for pitting as we are now. And I guess if Almirola is going to stay out, there's no point in him staying out because he can't get the wave around anyways. Almirola really should have pit though. That was dumb. I mean, all these guys should have. I mean, they're going to have to pit in.
1 to go.
I'm
Next
gonna.
time
Oh,
by. Line up on the inside.
I'm
Catch
getting us
up,
10
48.
laps. They're going to have to pit. Yeah, 10 laps when we go back to green. I think they're going to have to pit. See, I mean, I don't know how many of these guys pit, but I'd imagine they all haven't pit yet. Otherwise, you know, because Harvick was running with us and he pit early, and he's a lap down. We'll see. I think right now, Boyer and Logano are our stiffest competition. Boyer anymore. So I think we had Logano beat. I don't know what Labonte's doing up here. Hamlin was fast. He was catching us for a while. I mean, everybody ahead of us has to pit in 10 laps. And they're going to be slow. This might get messy.
About to go green. Stay focused.
I will say, technically, if we go green and they pit, you know, if they get 10 laps, or even if they only go 6 and then pit, they should be able to make it to the
Green,
end.
green, green.
Maybe not a
Leader
bad
is
idea.
running 30.641 outside. Stay low. 27.6.
Surprised it took me that long to think of that, but you know, I got there eventually.
You're in the middle. 3 wide.
This ain't gonna be good.
Still there. Still there.
I ain't lifting.
Outside.
Woo.
2 wide. Still there.
Live with Labonte on him
On the
freshies.
bottom. 3 wide.
Yeah, why not go through the grass?
Car outside. 2 wide. 31.144. Keep low. Clear high. Car outside. You're on the
Whoa,
bottom.
whoa, whoa,
Three
whoa,
wide.
whoa. Mark Martin, Mark
Hold
Martin,
your
what are you
line.
doing?
Clear.
Where'd all gotta come from? Let's get blocked in by Dale Jr. Jr.'s
Outside.
out of the way. Man, these guys are so fast. They should
Clear
not
up
be
top.
this fast.
29.827. You're in the top 10. Good job. Car outside. Too wide. Outside is clear.
Look what Newman's doing.
Car inside.
We're there, Newman. Get out of the way.
Still
Get
there.
hacked.
Inside. Clear inside.
Man, they're putting the hurt on Almirola.
Car
Oh,
outside.
oh yeah, Quapple
Still there.
would have
Hold your
unlapped
line.
himself.
Stay low. There is a car
The
on
inside
high
Almirola.
side. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. 29.566. Outside. 2 wide. You're back in
We
fifth.
might have played a part in that, them getting in the wall, not gonna lie.
The next car's the leader.
So we have two options. Well, three. We can pit when they pit, come out, it'll be a heads-up race.
29.44. You're back in fourth
We have to take
position.
less fuel so we can just take right side tires. Our left sides wouldn't be that bad compared, you know, comparatively speaking. We can split the last stage in half. Maybe that's the best play. Or we just stay out and hope for there to be a caution, and then we get to keep our track position and get a pit for new tires. And if they pit when they should have to pit, they'll be on old stuff, so they pretty much have to pit too. So we should retain our track position.
29.496. Back in third. Keep hustling.
Yeah, you should have to pit in the next couple laps here. Quapple can go for a while. I think he'll be able to go till about lap 130. But I think the rest of these guys are going to have to pit soon. Quapple should be
29.487. The leader is running. 29.579. Outside. Clear high. Car outside. The next car's the leader. Still
But
there.
I mean, all these guys that I just said, you know, they have to pit
Still there.
once and they didn't just pit. Oh, what the fuck, Greg Biffle?
Clear.
That was ridiculous. See Kenneth Schrader's in the pits. He's the only one. Yeah, he's the only one.
29.694. Car outside. Clear up top. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is
Yeah, well, you can thank the
1.2
16
seconds.
car for that. Looks like all guys in the pits, Junior's in the pits, so yeah, they're all pit now. But this is the last time they have to pit.
That's 29.847. You're back in second. Looking good.
And Newman's in the pits now, so is Jimmy Jam. Burton.
29.822.
Really, this puts us in an awkward situation. You know, like Quapple and I can't make it to the end. I see Greg Biffle, Marcus Ambrose are pitting.
29.818.
You know, I mean, we both can't make it to the end. So now the question is, when do you pit? You can pit right now and it's a straight up race, but we have an advantage being we have track position. Let's see, I might try cut this last run in half, so maybe we'll go about lap maybe 130. Well, no, what am I saying? They're close. If they go now, they can make it.
The leader is running 29.805.
This is ridiculous how fast he is. I mean, he's on really old tires. He should not be this fast. But yeah, I think Boyer, I don't know about Kyle Busch. I don't know where he was, but Logano will have to pit again too.
.968.
Honestly, we might just pit when our car starts to be undrivable. We'll see.
29.918.
Just a kiss. A kiss to your least favorite grandma on the cheek. You gotta make contact, but you don't want to make a lot of it. We prefer to make none. I think that's a soupism. My favorite one was in dirt racing. You want to get it right up by the wall, but you don't want to touch it. Same with all racing, I guess. Especially when the right side of the car is flat, right? And I equated it to hot waitress at a sports bar. Where you can get close to it, you can flirt with it, but don't touch it. When I came up with that, I said it, and Mike Yao, the director, and TJ Clark, the lead comm, they chuckled quite a bit. I'm still pretty proud of that. And it's clean too, so you can say it whenever. There's a lot of other sayings I've come up with that I could not say. I shouldn't say. Starting to get a little pushy. I can feel it four-wheel slide in 3 and 4. Unfortunately, Quapple's pulling away from us, and Kyle Busch, I think, is catching us. Yeah. And he's on older tires too. Really just shows you how much of a joke. And he's on heat cycle pieces of shit, so he should be really slow. Not really slow, but slower than he is. Oh yeah, Clint Boyer got around Kyle Busch. They probably were catching us, and now that they just fought, you can see them. They fell back a little bit. But we're definitely not catching the leader. We got to be putting down 29.9, so in order to do that, we're not. 30.1s are fine. 30.2s are okay as well. We do kind of have the advantage that, you know, other people can make a move before we do. We can kind of just be the second one of those guys that has to pit again before the end. Ideally, you know, we'd like to be the first of those guys by like a lap or two. You know, we can get the advantage. And basically, right now it's a half a second, but by then I'm sure it'll be 3/4 or a whole second because, you know, our tires would be so old. So then we're, you know, undercutting the guys that pit with us, and then we have fresher tires to go against the guys that pit like 15 laps ago or so.
30.072.
This is turning out to be a good race. Car feels good. Love a good night race. Love a night race. If it were up to me, all the races would be at night. They look so much cooler. Except the Daytona 500. It could start during the day, and then inevitably there's a big wreck or a rain, storm, or something that pushes it to finishing at night. That's a perfect Daytona 500 in my opinion. I do understand though that, you know, there's a lot of short track Saturday nights where if, you know, the Cup Series comes to town, you might lose a little bit of attendance or ticket sales because, you know, the Cup race is in town. But to be fair, I mean, it's a whole different ball game. You know, you want to pay $55 a head to go to a Cup race, and those are for cheap seats. You know, whereas you go to a local short track, it's probably like $5 or $10. You know, whole family gets to go. But, you know, if you're a short track, just, you know, take a night off the schedule or something, you know. Or really go the opposite direction. Say, all right, admission for tonight's $3. You know, too cheap to go to a Cup race, you know. Then you get all the people that basically have nothing better to do and are cheapskates. Continues to pull away. Boyer's catching up to us slowly. Yeah, he's still at 29. He's on rails, man. We're gonna have to nerf him too, and he's already pretty terrible. He's like 60%. It might be his smoothness is like just perfect. I should look at that. I should look at his smoothness. See, like maybe, you know, because of how loose we were. I just can't imagine, like, you know, he's the only guy with that smoothness, you know, like a 10% smoothness. No one's even close to him within like 10% smoothness rating. Yeah, maybe I should go in and just put everybody somewhere between like 40 and 60 and see what that does. Yeah, Boyer's really catching us now. So is Josh. Josh Wise. This isn't a Gen 7 car. This isn't like track position heals everything because we're all in the same pile of shit. Because that's what the Gen 7 is, this pile of shit.
30.197.
$300,000 pile of shit. NASCAR trying to help their sport. They basically hurt the big teams because they had to let go of a lot of fabricators or basically transition whatever they were doing to now being like, you know, defense stuff. Which, like, great, but like if we're not in wartime, do they really have jobs or what's going on with that? And then they hurt the little teams because now they can't prey on the big teams. They're not prey on, but, you know, survive off the big teams, like handing them stuff, you know, like parts for cheap. They have to go buy the same parts as the big guys. I guess that maybe they could still buy parts off the big guys for cheap, but it's the same part. I don't know if they fatigue or what. But I just think the entire economics of the Gen 7 car are trash. And it's a trash car.
Still there. 30.2.
My hot take. Probably not a hot take.
Keep high.
Probably wrong on some things there, but I just don't like it. I understand what NASCAR was trying to do. And I get, you know, stock car racing, everybody's in the same car, but, you know, I really like them old cheating stories. Ray Abraham, Chad Knaus, you know, Junior Johnson, all of them guys used to say, even Smokey Yunick, you know, way back in the day, cheating stories. You know, engineering mindset, read between the rules. Yeah, what in the world is Josh Wise doing? It'd be different if we were all on 50-lap tires and he just was in the pits, you know, but he should not be here. Casually below turns 1 and 2. That shouldn't be happening.
Inside.
That was close.
Still there, inside. 30.4.
Should give him a little more room.
Stay high. The leader just did a 30.099. Clear inside. Inside. Still there, inside.
Man, I wish the Africa cars were still the Fusions.
Stay high. There's a car on the low side.
Then this would be perfect.
Clear inside. 30.318. Car inside. Stay high.
Yeah, I was going to say, car's starting to handle like junk. We should probably pit soon, and sure enough, Josh Wise is going to pit.
Still
A, we're up
inside.
top, and B, well,
Clear
no, we'll pit
inside.
with him. Why not? Kind of gauge off him where we need to brake so we don't lose a ton of time coming to pit road. Ooh. Probably sped a lot there, so we had to over slow.
Pit
We could
box
probably
in
take
10,
right sides only, but I don't want to do that.
5,
Let's take all four. We're already spending the time.
3, 2, 1. Right here.
Yeah, I mean, I do kiss
The
people.
leader's fitting
Yeah, with
now.
this mouth. Surprised you know I have a fiance. I don't even.
Okay, go.
You doxing me? Doxing?
Car outside. That car is a lap down.
Being in
Still
second
there,
there really
hold your
hurt us.
line. Clear high.
Barely avoid the tires there, past Danica. Yeah, you can tell a lot of these cars took right sides only and half a load of fuel. That's probably the move, but yeah. Yeah. That's going to be an uphill battle from here. Whatever.
The leader's
We
fitting
got
now.
fresh tires. Oh, Harvick has to pit. Interesting. Yeah, they're all leaders pitting.
2.763.
Let's go get him. It's a straight up race from here. Oh, yeah.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Wonder when Jimmy pit. He pit a while ago, didn't he?
29.74.
Yeah.
Go high. The next car's the leader.
There's
The
mirrors.
car behind
I was going to say, we
closing
really
on.
should
The gap is
start running
1.1
down Jimmy
seconds.
and pass him soon. See if
The
he can
car inside.
barely giving us a lane.
Stay high. There's a
I
car
don't
on
know
the
what
low
that was about.
side. Still inside.
Hey,
Clear
he
inside.
shouldn't have that much grip.
29.633. Car 93 has taken the lead.
Quapple? Really? He took the lead? Who did he take it from? He was already in the lead. No, Kenseth was in the lead. What's going on?
The leader just did a 29.52.
Yeah, it's like we're in Bizarro world.
Inside. 29.335.
Ooh.
That was your
Oof.
fastest lap of the session. Keep high. Inside.
That was a lick.
Still there.
That was a lick.
Clear.
Should have seen that coming. It'd be better if the AIs actually gave us some room up there. What a joke. Tony, I swear, dude.
29.5. Outside. Clear. The car in P21 just set the
5
fastest
laps
lap.
to go. This is 21st.
29.03.
Wish they'd tell you. Car in 21st position. You know the number of this car.
Inside.
Then I know. See, what the
Still there,
fuck is
inside.
Tony doing?
Still there, hold your line. 29.51. Stay high, there's a car on the low side.
Fucking ass clownery.
Stay high, clear.
Yeah, they just got a ton of speed in the center of the corner for no good reason.
29.615. You're in the top 10.
Yeah, you will have that on your bigger jobs. We're gonna block him. Shouldn't have put us in the wall, Matt.
29.713.
Also, I don't know why these guys are so fast. You know, they should be on like 30 lap old tires. I'm on brand new tires.
Still there, hold your line.
What's going on here?
Still inside. Still there. Clear.
Jeez. That's ridiculous.
29.669. Outside. Still there.
He was
Clear
asking for that.
outside. The leader is running 29.849. 29.446. Car outside. You're in the top 10. Good job. Settle in and get a rhythm. Car outside.
Whoa, Jeffrey.
You're in the middle. 3
Oh,
wide.
Greg.
Inside. 2 wide.
Oh, man.
Still there. Inside. Clear inside.
Not gonna lie, we doored the absolute crap out of Greg Biffle there, but I don't know what Jeff Gordon was doing. It didn't help too. It was like once I got up there, he just took all the air off right side of my car and I could no longer steer. But we did probably win Greg's race here. Again, you'll have that on your bigger jobs. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Good to see these fast guys though, like up here at the front of the field. Finally, you know, I don't know where they were pretty much all race long, but they're here now. It's unfortunate that like Travis Quapple's still in the lead. You know, you're telling me he's faster than all these guys?
Car inside.
That's what I'm
Still
hearing.
there at the bottom.
So I'm seeing.
Clear.
It's a picture you're painting. Pictures with 1,000 words.
.602. Inside. Still there, inside. Clear inside.
Yeah, I don't know how they're this fast. They weren't this fast in qualifying. $17 laps to go this time by.
29.593.
Keselowski and Logano are going to pass Kyle Busch here. Had to breathe the throttle there. Car's starting to tighten up now. It should, I mean, just like a light switch, get looser than all get out soon. It's starting to, just right then. A little bit of a bobble, a little bit of a snap there.
29.703. 29.771.
Oh man, Kyle Busch, what are you doing? Kyle Busch,
Keep low.
what are you doing? Go
Still
for the
there,
wall,
hold your line.
clown.
Clear.
We got some Penske schmucks to run down.
30.03. Inside.
Man.
Still inside.
Kyle got his car to rotate really well there.
Still there, hold your
Yeah,
line.
Kevin, dude. Yeah, Kevin, watch your light, dude. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Keep high. Clear inside.
Ooh, just barely cleared him. Yep. Amen.
29.821.
Do love me a good vine compilation. Yeah, we're getting into four-wheel slide territory.
29.801. Outside. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Clear high.
That's easier than I thought it would be. Now we got to run away and hide from Brad. I don't think we got anything for Logano. Ooh, Brad is mad. Of course, the AI don't get affected by dirty air. It's just not a thing. That's not even in their vocabulary. Say dirty air, what?
918. You're back in fifth.
That's smog, and we're not even in California.
Car inside.
Yep, see, here comes Brad. What a guy.
Stay high.
Forget momentum on the high side.
Stay
Okay, clear
high.
him.
Clear inside.
That's barely. Now I got to get down to the inside before he does. Yeah, see, no dirty air. People at iRacing just don't know it's a thing for AI. I'm sure they'd have to calculate a lot. It'd be bad for my computer for it to run, but, you know, at least just a guy behind me or something.
Still there, inside.
Instead of just not having them have it at all. I mean, what a joke.
Still inside.
How is this a simulator? Simulate
Still
what?
inside.
Magic?
Clear.
Fantasy? Might as well be Star Wars.
The leader is running 30.021. 30.105. Car inside.
Yeah, oh jeez.
Still there.
I don't think the car's gonna get loose this run.
Keep high. Clear inside.
Yeah, no, that's not how the force works. Not how downforce works either. Especially the plow these things have on the front end. Just thinking we got to the corner real nice compared to Brad.
Inside.
Felt good. Then here comes Kyle Busch.
Clear
Coming like a freight
inside.
train. And Josh Wise is still in second. What a joke.
Car inside.
Yeah, sorry, Brad.
29.99. Car outside.
I don't think so.
You're back in fifth. Outside, clear.
Lock Logano. Yeah, push me, Kyle. Oh, we're racing the crap out of these guys. You'd never race real life people like this. This is classless.
30.187. You're back in fourth position. Good job. Very nice.
Yeah, Kyle gained a ton of time. Five laps to go this time by.
.171.
Trevor Baines in eighth. Should not be running this well either.
.162. The leader just did a 30.008.
That's ludicrous, man.
30.27. You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 2.7 seconds.
Not anymore. It's 2.9. Oh. Way too tight. Way too tight.
Inside.
Oh, hold on to it.
Still there at the bottom.
My concentration there, Mr. Spotter.
Keep high.
I gotta fend off Kyle Busch.
Clear.
Scrap
Got
that.
2 laps to go.
He's gone. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we can get him in turn 1.
Car inside 30.395. Still there inside. Clear inside. Inside.
Ooh. He got really
Keep high.
loose.
Clear inside.
Oh, here comes Brad. 1 to go. This time by.
White flag.
White
One
flag,
more lap
last
to go.
lap, 1 to go, presented by Credit One Bank. And Travis Koppel's going to win this race
30.22.
handily.
You're back in 4th
Talk
position.
about an underdog
Looking good.
story. Episode of Bizarro Land for sure. And Josh Wise in 2nd. Clint Boyer being 3rd. I mean, typical Clint Boyer. He was good here. But man, what a weird race. Actually, good race. I mean, it was a hard-fought race. Car handled good and bad. Gonna block red. I don't think so. Man, what a race! What a race!
There's the
So
flag.
Koppel
It's
won,
over.
Josh Wise 2nd, Clint Boyer 3rd, we were 4th, Brad
Good
Keselowski
job.
was 5th,
Very good job.
Trevor Bayne 6th, Kyle Busch 7th. And we'll go through the rest of the order once we get the car stopped here. Pretty good race, honestly. I think that was one of the better races. Definitely better than Martinsville and Las Vegas and Auto Club. Martinsville would have been good, but the AR just, I don't know, couldn't pass, and then we're stupid. Especially getting up out of the way. That was kind of weird. So, Trevor Bayne, Kyle Busch, Juan Pablo Montoya, Matt Kenseth, and Joey Logano round out your top 10. Tony Stewart was 11th. Good run for Tony. Really good run for Dave Blaney. I don't know what that's about. Good for him. Jeff Gordon was 13th. Greg Biffle 14th. Marcus Ambrose 15th. Patrick Hamlin, Yaley, Reagan, Jay McMurray, top 20. Casey Kane, Eric Almirola, Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr. Jimmy Johnson's having a terrible year. Absolutely terrible. We're going to have to, I don't know, it's not like him in 2013 at all. Earnhardt Jr. was 26th. Allgaier, Martin, Burton, Stenhouse 30th. He was a first car, 1 lap down. Rudiman, Menard, Labonte, and Harvick. Harvick had a bad run. David Gillen, 35th. Kurt Busch, 36th. Then Schrader, Mears, and Edwards. Man, Edwards had a terrible race. Good for him. Next race. Let's see where we're at. Kansas. 134 laps at Kansas. That'll be the next race. Maybe tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, somewhere in there. Maybe even tomorrow night. I don't know. Yeah. For the entire next live stream, that's not a bad deal. All right. I'll have to remember that. Anyways, so yeah, so look for that live stream to be tomorrow. Again, not really having a schedule. This is kind of just for fun. But yeah, good race. If you're watching live, thank you. Thanks for being active in the chat. And if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, thanks for that view as well. But see you guys next time.